The laughter hit harder than the spilled wine. In front of hundreds of powerful guests at the Belmont atrium. A billionaire's sister tipped her glass, letting crimson wine spill down the black CEO's shoulder like liquid arrogance. The grand room froze, then erupted in cruel, polite amusement. Cameras flashed, and vicious whispers spread through the crowd. But the woman they were mocking didn't flinch or look away. She simply looked up, perfectly calm and completely unbothered, as if calculating the exact cost of the insult. Seconds later, she quietly reached for her phone. 5 soft words left her lips. Within minutes of that single phone call, a multi-billion-dollar empire began to collapse in real time. The chandeliers sparkled above a crowd built purely on money, image, and absolute control. Every step, every handshake, and every sip of champagne at this gala was a silent contest of superiority. At the center of it all stood Maya Vance, the brilliant CEO of Vance Innovations. Maya had just secured a massive $2.4 billion partnership with Preston Holdings. Her incredible success was supposed to be the headline of the evening, until it suddenly became the scandal. It started as a toxic whisper. Who invited her? One wealthy guest murmured, eyeing her up and down. She doesn't exactly fit the room. The laughter that followed was polite, till it wasn't. From the top of the grand staircase descended Olivia Preston, the billionaire's sister, draped in sheer entitlement and bitter envy. She approached Maya with a glass of wine swirling in her hand. "Oh, you must be the partner," Olivia said, the pause between her words long enough to drip with venom. "My brother has such bold taste in business." Maya smiled politely in return. "And I have bold standards," Maya replied. The words, calm yet undeniably sharp, did not amuse Olivia at all. She leaned closer, her voice dropping to a condescending whisper. "You know, not everyone can buy a seat at this table." Maya's piercing eyes never wavered from Olivia's face. "Some of us built the table," she replied softly. A tense silence stretched thin. Then, Olivia smirked and deliberately tipped her glass. The wine splashed across Maya's shoulder, dripping onto the pristine floor like spilled arrogance. Shocked gasps rippled through the crowd. Then came the laughter hollow, nervous and entirely complicit. Maya stood perfectly still. Olivia's voice sliced through the noise. "Oh dear, I didn't see you there. You blend in so easily." That terrible line, meant to humiliate her publicly, hung in the air like foul smoke. Cameras clicked rapidly. Someone nearby whispered, "She won't ever come back from this." But Maya didn't shout. She didn't move aggressively. She didn't even blink. She simply reached into her purse for her phone. The wealthy crowd eagerly expected a dramatic meltdown. Instead, they got terrifying silence. Maya scrolled once, tapped twice, and lifted the phone to her ear. "Proceed," she said softly. It was a single word, but the room's temperature dropped. Within minutes, glowing screens lit up the dark room. Urgent notifications buzzed simultaneously across the gala. Executives nervously glanced at their phones, then at each other in sheer panic. Confusion spread like wildfire among the elite guests. The breaking headlines arrived before the waiters could even refill the champagne glasses. Vance Innovations terminates $2.4 billion contract. The smug smirk instantly dissolved from Olivia's face. "What did you do?" she demanded, her voice trembling. Maya looked at her with pure ice. "You poured the wrong glass." Furious murmurs erupted. Her brother, billionaire Julian Preston, stormed across the ballroom with his phone in hand. "Maya, this must be a misunderstanding," he pleaded. "No misunderstanding," she answered evenly. "Your board violated our strict integrity clause. The partnership is officially null and void." Julian's face turned red. "You can't do that," he barked defensively. "I already did," Maya replied. He froze, the devastating words finally sinking in. All around them, panicked investors were reading the exact same official statement released from Vance Innovations' verified account. Effective immediately, Vance Innovations is withdrawing from its partnership with Preston Holdings due to irreconcilable ethical differences. Every camera in the room suddenly turned toward Maya. But this time, no one was laughing. She set her glass down gently on a passing tray and faced the stunned audience. "Power isn't about who can humiliate whom," she declared clearly. "It's about who can rebuild without needing permission." The massive ballroom had gone completely silent. The only sound left was the faint, desperate hum of phones refreshing the financial headlines. Julian desperately tried to salvage his crumbling control. "You'll regret this. You can't destroy decades of partnership because of a single glass of wine." Maya's cold expression didn't change. "I didn't destroy it. You did. The exact moment arrogance became your business model." Her tone wasn't overly loud, but every single word hit the room with absolutely surgical precision. Then she turned not toward the exits, but toward the stage where the charity banners hung. She picked up the microphone, her sharp eyes sweeping across the completely stunned crowd. "When I walked into this room," she said, "I was reminded how his lie power mistakes itself for class. But true class isn't what you wear or what you own in your bank account. It's how you treat people when absolutely no one can punish you for it." The crowd didn't dare breathe. She continued, her voice steady and deeply resonant in the quiet hall. "Tonight isn't my embarrassment. It's this room's mirror, and I truly hope you like what you see." The cameras captured the iconic moment perfectly for the rest of the world. Olivia was trembling, Julian was staring in horror, and Maya looked absolutely radiant, not in fury, but in complete composure. She set the mic down and finally walked toward the exit. Each step she took echoed louder than any applause. No security guards followed her this time. No one dared to. Outside the Belmont atrium, the night was crisp, cold, and quiet. A sleek car door opened for her. Her assistant handed her a glowing tablet. "The press is exploding," he said quietly. Preston's stock just dropped 12% in the last 15 minutes. Maya looked out the tinted window into the city. "It'll keep dropping." Integrity always costs more than people expect. He hesitated for a moment. "Do you want to issue a public statement?" She shook her head slowly. "I already have." Inside the gala, pure chaos had replaced the champagne. Aggressive reporters demanded statements, and investors whispered about moral clauses. Julian Preston was frantically on the phone with his lawyers. His untouchable empire was unraveling, one disastrous push notification at a time. The damage was completely irreversible. By morning, Preston Holdings had lost a staggering $480 million in market value. Leading financial analysts quickly called it the absolute quietest corporate execution in modern history. At noon, Maya released a single, powerful post across her company's social media platforms. "Respect is not negotiable." The message broke internet records instantly. It was shared by top CEOs, global activists, and even government officials. The viral clip of the spilled wine and her quiet retaliation reached 400 million views in just 24 hours. That night, a renowned journalist asked her on live television, how did it feel to humiliate them so completely? Maya smiled faintly. "I didn't humiliate anyone at all. I just gently reminded them of the hierarchy they forgot." The journalist leaned forward, captivated. "Which hierarchy?" Maya looked at the camera. "The one where decency ranks above dollars." That quote instantly became a legend. Elite boardrooms printed it out. Top universities studied it. Vance Innovations tripled in its overall valuation within just a few short months. The Preston empire, once thought to be untouchable, quietly collapsed under the heavy weight of its own arrogance. Olivia completely vanished from the public eye, her name a cautionary tale. Months later, Maya Vance stood before global leaders at a summit and said, "Silence isn't weakness. It is the fuse before the absolute truth explodes. The audience rose in thunderous applause. To her, it was never about petty revenge. It was simply a necessary correction. Because true power doesn't shout, and it certainly never seeks shallow validation from a crowded room. True power speaks once, acts with immense purpose, and lets the world echo its truth forever.